Wildcats, I know you guys have played a few teams that throw the ball around a lot. How are they different or similar to the teams you've seen so far that are kind of, pass in?
Yeah, if you'd ask who they're probably most like Mississippi State, in terms of how they're primarily 10 personnel. We'll get into some 11, with the tight end in the game, but primarily 4 wide receivers. And they do tend to pass quite a bit, but they are committed to the run game as well. So you've got to be mindful there. I think obviously Mississippi State, helped us with that in terms of, when you get an offense that spreads it out as much as they do. But, Mississippi State this year is a little bit more committed to the run game, so you got to make sure that, you're solid in all phases there. So, obviously, I think they've got some talented wideouts. The quarterback he can make all the throws, and the running backs are solid players. So, we've got to do a good job. Out there on the perimeter, we've got to tackle well, and so they present a challenge in that regard.
Nick Roush.
How has Josh Paschal contributed to developing the kind of defense identity for your time in Kentucky?
Yeah, there's a couple of those guys senior-wise, but obviously Josh, has been such a stalwart here. And, his ability to be fully committed to this program, and I don't know if there's really a selfish bone in his body. Everything is about Kentucky. And that's what we're trying to instill, across the board. That it's us above I. And he sort of exemplifies that. And, his work ethic, on the field, off it, the way he attacks, game prep, the way he attacks practice, he set an example, and I think he learned, and he gathered some of that, from Josh Allen, when he was here, and he saw how Josh practiced and how he prepared, and he's carried that on, and hopefully that torch can be passed to sort of the next, generation as well. But, you can't say enough, about what Josh and some of these other seniors, have done.
Adam Luckett.
Hey, Brad. Pass rush.
Hey, Adam.
Was a big preseason talking point. Got 9 the last 2 weeks, up to 25 on the season. So how do you feel that's developed for your defense? Is it kind of that's your preseason expectation?
Yeah. Here's the bottom line. Are we better in that category right now? Yes. We're not as good in the turnover category, which is not good. So, things ebb and flow within every year. Pleased with the fact that we've been able to generate some pressure on the quarterback. But there are times that, in crucial moments that we need to maybe get there a little bit faster. There's things that we can continue to improve in that area. But yes, on a whole, it's been improved since last year. We've probably brought, a little bit more pressure this year, that allows that to happen. But that's a combination of things. But I'm pleased with the way the guys are straining up front. We need to continue to do that. It's a big week. Obviously, if he can be comfortable in the pocket, then he's going to be able to distribute, and they're going to really be able to move the football. So we've got to make him uncomfortable in the pocket, make it hard to find, the open receivers, because there's going to be, they do a nice job of finding soft spots and zones, or running away from man coverage, and we've got to make it to where he's got to throw off platform.
Josh Moore. Brad, Abule, I know he's had to step in, started the year and has had to step back up again here for you guys. Just watching him develop, I know you weren't here, right when he first got here, but from when you've met get him to now. Just what, I guess what's made him work out as a player? Because he has a very unique background and had he goes through some things, maybe, off the field or has to deal with some things that a lot of, players or a lot of students, even don't really have to think about.
Yeah, really, really proud of Abule, in terms of how he's grown within this program and how he's sort of carved out a niche for himself, within this defense. And I think, over these last couple of weeks, he's played really well for us, and when we've needed him to. And that's, when you look back at it, years from now, when you're a player and you look and you say, okay, did I do the best I could? Did I develop as much as I could? He should be able to look back and be proud and say, you know what? I did. I got better from start to finish. I progressed. And, he's probably playing his best football that he's played right now. And that's all you can ask of a player, is to develop to a point that at the end of his career, he's playing the best football that he played since he got here. And, again, we're going to need him this week and, continuing throughout the season. So hopefully he can continue to incrementally improve over these next couple of weeks. And, again, it's really helped us that he's been playing firm and strong, and gap sound for us.
Terry.
Hey Brad, it's Jalen and Vito both getting the start the other night. How did you think those guys played? And kind of these last 2-3 games, what would you like to see from them moving forward?
Development, in terms of what I'm looking forward to seeing from them is, and any young guy that's playing and anybody that'll be back for next year, you just want to continue to see them develop. It's about football IQ and awareness and situations, and starting with Jalen, I thought obviously the pick six was a huge play. I thought he made some nice tackles in the open field. Coming out of the post, there was a run that could have got out on us that he erased, and that's what you need from a post safety. So I think there were some things that he did really well. There were some communications things, and for a guy that's sort of making his first start, you can anticipate that you're going to have a couple of those blips. We got him corrected on the sideline. He took the correction, and that's all you can ask, is that they're able to take the correction, move on. I thought he's had a good week of practice this week, and he's been a solid player for us. I think that game down at South Carolina really gave him a ton of confidence, in belief that he is a high quality, and he can be a high quality player and play in the SEC and make plays. And, so hopefully this is just sort of the tip of the iceberg for him. As far as Vito, we know with him that there's some things that we've got to tighten up, from a technique standpoint, from a discipline standpoint. The two penalties, one on special teams, one on the quarterback. We can't have those. We can't just give people free yards and free first downs. But what he does bring is he brings an energy and a juice, and some movement skills, some coverage skills. So there's obviously plenty to improve upon and grow upon, and looking forward to watching him grow in those areas. But he does some things just football savvy wise and instinctually, that gives you hope.
Any other questions for Coach White? Okay, Coach, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.